Hi, I'm David Burris with Calerin Forge. Today we're going to talk about what do you really need to get started in putting up your basic blacksmith shop. One of the essential tools you're going to have is an anvil. And while anvils are really expensive to buy new, you can sometimes find them at flea markets or estate sales or whatever and get a bargain. But when you're just starting out, one option you can use is if you can find a piece of railroad track, it makes a really serviceable anvil. And I've made several of these for people just starting out. You can go as detailed as you want to go in shaping the thing, but it's really good high carbon steel, and it'll hold up to a lot of abuse when you're learning how to blacksmith on one. If you're just starting out and don't have a great deal of money to get started with, one of the essential pairs of tongs you need is a wolf jaw tong. I recommend the wolf jaw tongs because they can hold a variety of sizes. This is a 1/2 inch square bar and it grips it quite comfortably. This is a 3/8 round bar and it grips it as well. The grooves in the jaw will let you grip it this way or this way. So you'll go back to using these over and over again as you progress in your learning the craft. The bolt tongs are more specific. Like this is a 1/4 inch bolt tong, and it's for gripping a 1/4 inch rod, which it holds very well. They're good. They come in different sizes for different sizes of stock, and they're really handy to have. In a later video we'll show you how to make some of these of your own. These are for 3/8 rod, which they do a good job with that. And it's essential to be able to grip what you're working with in the fire. It saves a lot of frustration if you've got a good pair of tongs that will hold the piece while you're working on it, so you're not constantly flipping it out and having to. These are scrolling tongs, and when you're making scrolls or spirals in steel, these are really handy to manipulate the hot metal with. This is a different set of scrolling tongs that are bent on a 90 degrees, so you can see what you're doing a little better with them. As far as hammers go, the basic blacksmith's hammer is a cross peen hammer, and this end of the hammer is called the peen always, and this is the face. And the cross peen is a horizontal peen hammer to the face. And the tendency when you're just starting out is to get a hammer that you're comfortable with as far as the weight, but I urge you to go with a heavier hammer than you're actually comfortable with, because the heavier your hammer, the more work it will do for you. You actually work much harder with a lighter hammer than you do a heavier hammer. And if you've got a good steel anvil, the rebound in the anvil, which what we call the life in the anvil, will send the hammer back up, so you're not working as hard as you think you will be once you get started. This is a straight peen hammer. This is my particular favorite. This is the hammer I use the most. I've just found a lot of use out of that straight peen. This is a ball peen hammer. Obviously the peen is shaped like a ball. It's a lighter weight hammer, but it has a rounded face, and when I'm like making a knife or something, I find that this is really useful in drawing down the edge. These small cross peen hammers are really useful in finer decorative work, like when we get into making leaves and things. You'll see me use this later on. If you'll step over here with me, I'll show you the post vise, which is another essential piece of equipment for the blacksmith shop. This is a blacksmith's post vise or leg vise, and it's specifically designed for blacksmithing because a regular vise, if you clamp something in it and then you hammer on it, you have a potential of breaking the screw, which all the energy from the blow will land on the screw. This is designed with this leg that goes down to the ground so that the energy of the hammer blows are carried into the ground and not all absorbed into the screw. So this specifically designed for blacksmithing, and this is an essential piece of equipment. And they're available. You can find them at flea markets, or new. They're quite expensive, but I've never paid more than $100 for one at flea markets. So even if the spring is damaged, as long as the screw works, that's the first thing you want to check out. You want to make sure that the screw works and closes good and tight, that the jaws line up evenly. See if you got a good tight grip on it, and that spring keeps it open for you. So if you're working with something hot and you need to clamp it up really quick, that's a real benefit. But the spring, if the spring is missing, in a later video I'll show you how to fashion the spring and to heat treat it to make a new spring, because I've had to make several new springs for the vices that I've got in here. But anyway, I've got this one set up as my portable vise. This is what I take when we do demonstrations and programs at schools or whatever, festivals. But later on I'll show you one that I've got mounted in the ground, and that's if you're setting up your shop, that's how you want to do yours. But a good vise is essential. And the other thing that's absolutely essential is a place to build a fire hot enough to heat the metal up so that you can fashion it. So that takes us to the forge. And this is my portable forge that we use when we do demonstrations. Now, the way the forge works, the air comes in here. You've got an ash dump here. This is just a screwed fitting that I unscrew and let the ashes fall out when I'm starting the fire every time. But the air goes up into the bottom of your fire, into the bottom of the fire pit. And we have a grate here. Now this is a brake drum forge. It's a homemade forge, and you can do this. But you have to have some way to break the air up and to keep the coal from falling down in and clogging up your air pipe. So since this is a brake drum, I made this large enough to cover the holes in the lug here, and the air comes up through there, and your fire is concentrated in the fire pot, and the hearth is just used for the green coal that you'll be raking up to resupply your fire with as it cokes up. And at a later time we'll go through the process of actually building one of these step by step. But the essential thing is you have to have a hearth, a place for your coal, a fire pot that will contain the coal that's actually burning to heat your metal up, and a place for the air to come into the bottom, which is, we call that the tweer. The pipe running here comes into the bottom of the forge, and for an air source you can use a hand cranked bellows, or I built a great bellows, two-stage bellows that I use when we do demonstrations. Or you can use when I first started out in blacksmithing, I got an old canister style vacuum cleaner that had the option of, when you put the hose in the other end, it blows instead of sucks. So we got a light dimmer switch from Walmart, and we're able to control the amount of draft with that, and it makes a really good serviceable blower for just starting out till you can do better. I've used everything from fans out of the hand dryers like you see in restaurant bathrooms or whatever, squirrel cage fans, anything that will deliver enough blast of air that you can control the amount of draft will get the coal hot enough for you to work with. So there, be creative, think outside the box. There's a lot of things you can use to get you where you want to go here.
Make friends with an electrician.
It helps to make friends with an electrician to help you along the way with some of the wiring you have to do for some of these projects. But anyway, it's not rocket science, and you can absolutely do this on a light budget if you've got a desire to learn the craft and don't have $1,000 to pour into it. Well, you're in luck. I'm going to show you how to do this on the cheap. So thanks for watching, and we'll look for you on future videos.